If you're a guy who's always chasing women, always the one who texts first, always the one trying harder, then yeah, you're doing this wrong. And deep down you probably feel it. You feel that pressure in your chest when she takes hours to reply. You overthink one short message from her. You check your phone way too much. You care way more than she does, and it shows. So this is what has to change. Not her, you. The way you look at dating, the way you show up. Because right now your whole mindset is backwards. You were taught to impress women, to win them, to convince them, to be extra nice, extra available, extra focused on them. And that approach makes you look like a guy who has nothing else going on. Women are not drawn to men who chase them. They might enjoy the attention for a while, but they do not respect it. They respect men who feel like they have options, who are calm, who are busy with their own life, who are not begging for attention. The moment you start chasing, you basically show that you see her as more important than your own time. And that kills attraction. The good news is you can flip this whole thing around. You can become the guy who is focused on his purpose, who is emotionally steady, and who women actually move towards. Not because you tricked them, but because you became the kind of man they are naturally drawn to. A lot of this comes from Stoic ideas, which are basically about self-control, self-respect, and focusing on what you can control instead of reacting to everything around you. I'm going to walk through a bunch of changes you need to make. Think of this like a full reset. If you actually apply this, you stop being the guy who chases, and you start being the guy women want to chase. First thing you have to fix is your emotions. Most guys are way too reactive. She takes a few hours to answer, and suddenly your mood drops. You start checking your messages over and over. You replay everything you said. One small thing from her controls your whole day. That tells her your emotional state depends on her, and that makes you look unstable. Women want to feel safe around a guy. Safety is not just physical, it is emotional. If one small thing makes you angry, jealous, or desperate, you are not giving that feeling of safety. A man who gets triggered by everything feels unpredictable, and that makes her hold back. You need emotional control, not fake coldness, just calm. When you feel that rush of anxiety, that anger, or that urge to send a long message, pause. Literally just stop. Breathe slowly. Look at what is happening, and ask yourself if this situation is really that serious. Will this even matter in a week? Most of the time, it will not. When you do this often, you train yourself to respond instead of explode. This kind of control shows in your body language, in your voice, in your timing. You don't spam messages. You don't start arguments over small things. You don't try to make her feel guilty. You stay neutral, and you choose your actions on purpose. That calm energy spreads to her, and she starts to feel that being around you is stable, not chaotic. Understand something important. Women will test that. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes not. They might be distant for a day. They might take time to reply. They might disagree with you. If you stay steady in those moments, attraction usually grows. If you fall apart, it drops fast. So every time you feel that emotional spike, see it as practice. It is your chance to show that you are not controlled by impulses. Next, you have to get clear on your values. A lot of guys throw away their own standards. The second a girl shows interest, they stop going to the gym to talk to her longer. They cancel plans with friends every time she is free. They drop their goals as soon as she wants attention. They think this proves they care, but what it really proves is that they have no solid life without her. Women respect men who stand on something. That can be your health, your work, your faith, your family, your learning, whatever matters to you. When you live by those things consistently, you look grounded. When you bend every time someone pushes, you look weak. So sit down and actually define your values. Write them out if you need to. For example, staying in shape, improving your skills, being honest, respecting your time, working toward your goals. Once you have those, they become your filter. You decide what you say yes to, based on them. If a girl asks you to skip all your plans to do something pointless, and it clashes with your values, you do not just give in because you are afraid of losing her. You do what fits your standards. You are not rude. You just stay consistent. Over time, this makes you look like a man with a spine. Women do not chase men who are easy to move. They chase men who have a clear direction and invite them into that. Another big problem is validation. Most guys are hooked on female approval without even noticing. They post online and then refresh just to see if she liked it. They stare at their screen waiting for her message. They send something and then read it 5 times to judge themselves. Their self-worth goes up and down based on how one girl responds. That is a bad position to be in. When your value depends on her reaction, you stop being yourself. You start performing. You say things not because you believe them, but because you hope she will respond a certain way. That makes your energy feel off, and women can pick that up very quickly. You have to break that habit. Start by watching yourself. Notice those moments when you are checking your phone for her. Notice how your mood changes when she replies or does not reply. Just see it. Once you see it, you can change it. Then start building your sense of value from your own actions. Hit your workout targets. Improve your skills. Do well in your studies or job. Learn something useful. Help your family. Keep promises you made to yourself. Every time you do something like that, your respect for yourself increases a bit. You feel more solid. Over time, you do not need a message or a heart emoji to feel okay. You already feel okay. When you stop chasing validation, something interesting happens. Your energy changes around women. You are not trying to impress them with every sentence. You are not waiting for a reaction. You are just present. You know you have value with or without this person. That is the kind of energy that makes women wonder about you and want your attention. Now let's talk about trusting your abilities. Many guys walk around acting like they are not enough. They assume she is out of their league. They assume they are boring. They assume they will mess it up. That belief leaks into their posture, their eye contact, their voice. You can tell when a guy does not trust himself. You do not need to be rich, famous, or perfect to be attractive. You need to believe you have something to offer. That can be your humor, your discipline, your kindness, your mindset, your goals, your lifestyle. Everyone has something. The problem is, you spend more time focusing on what you lack than what you can give. Start paying attention to your wins. They do not have to be huge. Finishing a hard workout is a win. Studying when you did not feel like it is a win. Controlling your temper in a situation where you would have exploded before is a win. Talking to someone new is a win. When you notice these and give yourself credit, your confidence slowly grows. Confidence is not about talking loud or acting superior. It is about walking into a situation thinking, I am enough as I am, and if this works out, good. If it does not, I am still fine. That removes a lot of pressure. Instead of trying to convince her to like you, you are simply seeing if you connect. That shift alone makes you more attractive. Now, your choices. Your decisions communicate a lot. When a woman asks what you want to do, and you always push it back to her, you might think you are being easygoing, but it often feels like you have no opinion. When you never choose the place, never pick the time, never take the lead, you make her carry all the weight. Women are usually more attracted to men who are comfortable leading. That does not mean you never listen to her preference. It just means you are not scared to decide. Pick a restaurant. Pick a day. Pick an activity. If she does not like it, she will say so. And then you adjust together. But at least you showed initiative. Decisiveness is also important in your own life. Decide that you will work out. Decide that you will study certain hours. Decide that you will not chase. Then stick to it. If you always stay stuck in, I don't know, you stay in the same place. If you make choices and accept the results, you grow. Even if you sometimes make the wrong call, that is okay. You learn from it. What matters more is that you are willing to act instead of staying passive. A man who avoids decisions looks weak. A man who makes decisions and handles the outcome looks strong. Another subtle thing that works well is asking for small favors. There is a simple psychological effect behind this. When someone does something small for you, they start to feel closer to you. They feel a little more invested. So, asking a girl for a genuine light favor can actually create connection. This does not mean using her for big tasks. Do not ask her to do heavy or annoying things for you. Instead, ask for her opinion on something she cares about. If she likes books, ask what book she recommends. If she likes fashion, ask what color suits you better. If she likes music, ask for a playlist. It is small, it is simple, and it shows that you value her taste. The key is to keep it real. Do not fake it just to get a reaction. If you ask, listen to what she says. Use it. Mention it later. That makes her feel like her input actually matters to you. At the same time, it shows you are secure enough to ask for help without feeling weak. Most men think asking for anything makes them look needy, but actually, a lot of needy behavior comes from never asking directly and instead trying to get attention in weird ways. Asking for something clear and small is confident. It shows you are okay with receiving, not just giving endlessly. Now let's talk about conversations. If you only talk about work, whether in social media, you stay on the surface. Women might be polite, but they will not feel much. What creates a real bond is depth. That means going into topics that actually matter to you and to her. This does not mean trauma dumping or oversharing your darkest secrets early on. It means being willing to talk about your goals, what you are working on, what you struggle with, what you care about in life, and then asking about hers. And really, when she talks about something that matters to her, do not just nod and move on. Ask follow-up questions. Try to understand. Share your perspective. Do not turn it into a lecture. Just stay present. This makes her feel seen and understood. A lot of men never give women that feeling. They stay in small talk forever. At the same time, you show some vulnerability in a grounded way. You can talk about times you failed, times you learned, things you are improving. When you do that without complaining, it signals emotional maturity. You are not pretending to be perfect, and you are not falling apart. You are just honest. Good communication also means being clear. Most guys either say nothing and hope she guesses how they feel, or they talk in circles and confuse her. Say what you mean in a direct, calm way. If you like spending time with her, you can say you enjoy it. If something bothers you, you can say so without attacking her. Avoid passive-aggressive comments. Avoid hinting. Avoid mind games. Women do not want to decode your emotions like a puzzle. They want to know where you stand. When you speak clearly and calmly, you show that you can handle real conversations. That is attractive, because it shows emotional control and honesty at the same time. Another mistake guys make is revealing everything too fast. On the first few dates, they dump their whole life story, every detail, every thought. They think this will create quick intimacy, but often, it just removes all curiosity. There is nothing left to discover. You do not need to hide who you are, but you also do not need to reveal every detail immediately. Let things unfold. Share enough so she understands you, but keep some parts for later. Not because you are trying to be mysterious on purpose, but because real connection builds over time, not in one night. When she feels like there is always more to learn about you, she stays interested. She starts thinking about you when you are not there. She wonders what you will share next time. That curiosity is a big part of why people chase. If you remove all of it in the first few days, things often fade fast. So, if she asks about your future, you can share your main goals, but you do not have to go into every detail. If she asks about your past, you can mention key parts, but you do not have to open every single chapter at once. Let her see more of you over time. That pacing keeps attraction alive. Now we need to talk about patience. In modern life, everyone wants instant results. Guys want instant replies, instant dates, instant feelings. If a girl does not reply in 10 minutes, they panic. If she is not fully invested after a short time, they push harder. This pressure is exactly what makes her back away. Real connection takes time. People need space to think about you, to miss you, to feel something build. If you are always pushing for more, calling too much, texting too much, asking where things are going, after very little time, you create stress. A patient man is different. He shows interest, but he does not rush. He can go a few hours or a day without texting and stay calm. He is not counting every minute. He knows that if there is genuine attraction, it will grow over time. He also knows that if he has a full life, he is not sitting around waiting anyway. Patience is also about physical pace, commitment, and expectations. You do not need to force anything. You move forward step by step. You focus on enjoying the time together instead of trying to lock in some label as fast as possible. When a woman feels that you are not trying to trap her or rush her, she relaxes. In that relaxed space, feelings grow much easier. All of this ties back to Stoic ideas. Focus on what you can control. Your mindset, your reactions, your habits, your values, your time. You cannot control when she texts. You cannot control how she feels. You cannot control whether she chooses you. But you can control the kind of man you are. When you master your emotions, women see it. When you live by your values, they feel it. When you stop chasing validation, they notice it. When you trust your abilities, they pick up on it. When you are decisive, they feel led. When you ask for small, genuine favors, they feel involved. When you go deep in conversations, they feel understood. When you communicate clearly, they feel safe. When you keep some mystery, they stay curious. When you stay patient, they feel free instead of pressured. At that point, the whole dynamic flips. You're not the guy begging for attention. You are the man who is already building a strong life, and she wants to be part of it. So here is what you can start doing from today. Control your reactions. When something triggers you, slow down instead of exploding or panicking. That single change will already set you apart from most guys. Protect your standards. Keep going to the gym. Keep working on your goals. Keep your routines. Do not drop everything every time a girl wants your attention. Cut the validation habit. When you notice yourself obsessing over her response, put your phone down and do something productive. Train your brain to link your value to your actions, not to her messages. Build your confidence through action. Pick one area and get better at it. Fitness, work, social skills, anything. Progress gives real confidence, not fake bravado. Be more decisive. In small and big things. Pick a time, pick a place, pick a plan. Practice making clear decisions and sticking with them. Use small favors in a genuine way. Ask for input in areas she likes. Show that you respect her opinion. Let her invest energy into you in a light way. Push conversations deeper when it feels natural. Ask about her goals, what matters to her, what she is working on. Share your own. Listen properly. Speak clearly. Stop hiding behind hints and mixed signals. You do not need to give speeches. Just honest, simple sentences about what you feel and what you want. Hold some parts of yourself back for later. Not as a game, but because real connection takes time. Let her discover you instead of dumping everything at once. And finally, practice patience. Give things time to grow. Stop checking your phone every minute. Stop rushing every step. Live your life in between. None of this is about tricks. It is not about trying to hack women. It is about becoming a stable, grounded, self-respecting man. When you do that, women chasing you is just a natural result. You will notice that you argue less, you chase less, and you stress less. You stop trying to control every reaction. You start focusing on yourself. You have probably spent a lot of time doing this the wrong way. Chasing, begging, over-explaining, over-giving. It did not work. So now you have a choice. You can keep going with the same habits and stay stuck. Or you can actually apply these principles and change how you move. Start small if you need to, but start. The next time you feel that urge to chase, pause and remind yourself of this. The goal is not to get one girl to like you at any cost. The goal is to become the kind of man who does not need to chase, because his life, his mindset, and his presence already speak for him.